Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So for today's practice, we're gonna need a chair, maybe 2 blankets, a pillow or your bolster, and a strap. So just find yourself a comfortable spot where you can set your mat and your chair. If you have a rug, maybe it's the mat. You don't need it. What you want is to have the 4 legs of the chair on your yoga mat. If you are on a hardwood surface, so that the chair doesn't slide and you don't lose it. The other thing is that you can have an extra prop under your legs. So if you have long legs, or you just feel like you're pushing the chair away from you once you get onto your back, you can place a blanket or blocks under the legs and then move your chair closer to your body so that you allow for that 90-degree angle of the knees. For your head, so sometimes it feels good to have a blanket and just make a little noodle to have that natural curvature of the cervical spine. Bring your hands by your sides, draw your shoulder blades together and allow your shoulders and your hips to be heavy. Close your eyes and take a couple of long, deep breaths here. If you need to make any subtle adjustments, you're welcome to do that until you settle onto that place that feels just right. Then bring the awareness down to your feet and relax your toes and foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your glutes. Hips and shoulders are heavy. So you may notice if you feel your one hip closer to the ground than the other, same thing with the shoulders. You can wiggle your body and try to find center, but sometimes that's not enough. Once you settle back into relaxation, your body will shift again. And just so that you can tell whether there is a pelvic rotation, a thoracic spine rotation, or shoulder rotation. So paying attention how the body releases onto the floor, onto the chair. Relax your spine from the tailbone all the way up to the cervical spine, keeping always a curvature at the back of the neck. Relax your arms and hands and allow your fingers to curl naturally into your palms. No tension or effort, just relaxation. Relax your face, your jaw. Observe your breath, rising as you inhale, falling as you exhale. Expand as you breathe in. Release as you breathe out. And you will continue to breathe very slowly, very mindfully, and maybe very deeply as well, depending what your breath is saying today. So the more you try to elongate the breath, sometimes the more tension we feel because we realize it's hard to get that deep breath, that oxygen deep down into our lungs. So if that's the case, don't fight it. Try instead to focus on the exhalation and elongate that exhalation. And then after a few rounds, you will notice how your inhalations start getting longer. Longer exhalations help to tone the nervous system and help to quiet the mind, and also helps to lower your heart rate. We're going to add one more thing to our breaths, and that is the balancing of the breath, Samavriti Pranayama, using the fingertips. So when you are ready, you're going to bring your thumbs and index together. That's your number 1. Then bring your thumbs down to the middle finger, that's your number 2. Thumbs down to the ring finger, that's 3. And finally down to the pinkies, that's 4. When you breathe in, starting from the index, 1, middle finger 2, ring finger 3, and pinkies 4. As you exhale, count 4 again, counting from index down to pinkies. Continue at your own pace. Don't let your mind wander. Continue to count your breaths. If you are not fan of the counting or using your hands and you want to sink into your breath, you are welcome to do that too. Whatever works for you, there's no right or wrong. We will take 3 more breaths like this. We'll take 1 more breath, full deep breath, rising as you inhale, falling as you exhale. Bring your arms out to the sides at a T position. Draw your shoulder blades together. Move your head side to side. If your blanket is still comfortable, you can leave it there. If not, you are welcome to take it out. But once you do that, make sure that it doesn't feel like your head is falling back. And if so, you can pass your hands under your neck, move your hands up to elongate the back of your neck, but still keeping that curvature of the spine. From T position, inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your arms up and cross them, bringing your fingertips towards the floor or towards hugging yourself. Inhale, reach up, extend your arms, cross the other way as you exhale. See if you can feel the movement on your shoulder blades. So as you inhale and open, feel your shoulder blades moving towards each other at the center of your back without letting your ribcage pop forward. And as you exhale, cross, see if you can allow your shoulder blades to move away from each other. Continue at your own pace. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Alternating, crossing one way first and then the other way. Maybe your elbows cross at the center of the chest, but maybe they don't. Don't worry about them crossing or not. That's not a goal. Just do what feels right. Even if you cross a little bit, you'll still get the stretch along your arms, maybe your triceps, but think about moving your shoulder blades instead. One more round on each side. So you finish on the side that doesn't feel natural to you. Then release your hands. Observe. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Bring your hands out to the sides. And as you take your next inhalation, push your fingertips away from you. Lift your arms maybe an inch or two off the floor and pull your fingertips as far out as you can. And as you exhale, draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale, pull your fingertips away, like if you were trying to create space between the shoulder and its socket. And then exhale, draw the shoulders in, blades together. Find your rhythm. Notice how much your legs and your glutes are trying to help you here. You're not going to let them engage. To the best of your ability, keep your face and your jaw relaxed. Keep your breath flowing. Don't go so far that it pinches something, including your elbow. Watch it. If you need to microbend your elbows, do that. Don't lock them. Sometimes by locking them and not letting them rest on the floor can create a hyperextension, and we don't want that. Make sure this is not creating any tension on your neck. If it's so, you are not using your shoulder blades, so try to engage the wings at the upper back or rest. Rest is always welcome. Otherwise, 3 more breaths. And when you are ready, after that exhalation, release your arms, observe. Draw your shoulder blades together and pay attention to the sensations of your shoulders, your arms, your breath. We will continue to create space in the shoulder joint. So when you're ready, bring your arms towards the sky, palms face one another, draw your shoulders into its sockets. Keep relaxing your legs and your glutes. Now as you take your next inhalation, right arm reaches up like if you were trying to touch the ceiling. As you exhale, draw the shoulder back and into its socket. Other side, inhale, reach up, and exhale, lower. Find your rhythm. So while you work with your shoulder girdle, you want to make sure that your lower body is not helping. Your legs and your glutes are relaxed. Your abdomen is relaxed. Don't go so far up that your head comes off the floor. Notice when one arm goes up, if the opposite arm bends, as a compensation. So try to keep the opposite arm extended yet relaxed. Also notice if your hands go together towards the center. Once you reach up with the one arm, try to keep pointing straight up rather than inwardly, if you can. And if you cannot, observe that. So these movements and these cues are not for you to pick on your body and just think, oh, I can't or can't do this. It's just to notice what the body does in a normally when we are not watching. And then pay attention what muscles are and we are not engaging. So we started with the right, we will finish with the left. Release your hands by your sides, close your eyes and observe. Use the body sensations as your meditation object. Observe as the blood rushes down to your hands. Don't let your mind wander. The series here on Chair Shavasana are very important to help release and decompress your back onto the floor, especially your lumbar spine. Many of us carry a lot of tension there, but also those of you who carry all tension on the thoracic spine, up on the neck, shoulders. So this pose, although it's passive, it's static, it's not passive. It is sometimes believed as a passive posture, but it's not. We're putting the mat along the spine. We're going to bring our arms up towards the sky, draw the shoulders back again into its sockets. Soften your neck, both hands at the same time, reach up. And as you take your next inhalation, reach to the sky. Exhale, shoulders into its sockets. Inhale, reach up. And exhale in. Continue at your own pace. And notice once more if your elbows are bending once you bring your shoulders into its sockets. Notice if your hands try to meet at the center, if you're upsetting your neck, or if you're tensing any other part of your body. Keep your rib cage on the ground. Don't let it pop forward when your shoulders return to the floor. Don't tense your jaw. Breathe. One more. Release your hands by your sides. Observe. Use the body sensations once more. And then whenever possible, turn back to your breath. Reach your hands towards the sky, shoulders into its sockets. Palms face forward and close your hands into soft fist. Now this is more of a mind exercise. It will also stretch your wrist, but we're gonna work with both hands, trying to move them on the same direction at the same time. And so what we want is to get both hands or both wrists circling on the same direction. We're gonna do 40 on each direction. And sometimes they don't wanna do that. They start going inward together or out together. So we're gonna try to get them rotate to the right at the same time. And count your own. We're doing 40 of those. And notice if you're moving the whole arm or the movement is coming right from the elbows. See if you can keep your arms extended and create the motion right from the wrist. If your hands are moving together or not. And if they are indeed both going towards the right, or they're rotating in, or what else is going on? Are your feet trying to help? Are your legs or glutes trying to help? Are you tensing your jaw? Is your abdomen engaging to help your wrists? Are you getting frustrated because your hands don't want to do what your mind is telling them? And that's okay. Don't get frustrated because you are creating new pathways from your brain to the limbs, and it's fine. Although you're not maybe able to do it today, just by trying is a great exercise. Lots is going on in your brain right now. And you have to add the counting to this, which I am not doing, by the way, because I'm talking too much as always. All right? Once you do your 40 in one direction, you're gonna do 40 more on the opposite direction. And then if you were able to do it on one direction, moving at the same pace and at the same time, notice if going on the opposite direction will also work out for you. Maybe will, maybe it won't. Breathe through this. Keep your legs and glutes relaxed. Relax your neck, your jaw. When you are done with your 40 on each direction, you're gonna keep our soft fists. Shake the tension off. And the last one is 40, flexing and stretching. So as you take your next inhalation, flex and push your knuckles forward, and as you exhale, stretch. And find your rhythm, do 40 of those. Keep your elbows extended. Work at your own pace. Keep breathing slowly, although your hands might move a little faster. Notice how your shoulders respond to the movement of your hands. Your fists are soft, you're not tensing. Your face is relaxed. Your breath is flowing. Your elbows might be extended. And when you are done with your 40 flexions and extensions of the wrists, you're gonna shake the tension off your hands and release them onto the floor. Close your eyes, watch your breath. And notice what muscles were helping. What muscles just couldn't help it but to come in and try to do the work. Some of us are prominent working with our buttocks, with our legs, the abdomen. Some of us with the face, the jaw, maybe the neck. What is that your body engages whenever you're trying to do something challenging? And that is the compensation that might be going on in your body. So we're gonna send the awareness down onto the feet and wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. And bring your knees towards the chest, and you are going to mindfully Move the chair out of the way. And once your chair is out of the way, extend your legs, bring your hands by your sides, close your eyes, and notice the sensations of your back as you extend the legs. So the extension of your legs, put the mat on your lumbar spine, and it tilts your pelvis, so it sometimes pinches the back. So if you are feeling a lot of tenderness on your hips or your lower back, bend your knees instead, rest your foot soles on the floor, and have your knees closer together. If you feel the mat, but it's still workable, then extend your legs and observe that sensation for the next 5 breaths. Deep breaths into your tummy. Let all the air go. Breathe in deeply. Let all the air go. 3 more breaths. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move your feet side to side, bring your knees towards the chest, hug them, and rock side to side. You can hug the back of the legs as well. Massaging your back. Now, see if you can go all the way to the side, even if you fall over, and then push yourself back up and go all the way to the other side and come back and continue rocking. And you may hold onto the top of your knees if you're going all the way. Watch for your neck. Try to keep your knees closer together. 1 more round on each side. If you started right, finish left. Come back to center. Release yourself onto the mat. Extend your legs. Observe. Awesome. Now you're going to gather your props, and you can have your pillow under your lower back and have your strap handy. So if you have a bolster, or you have blocks, or you can put double blanket instead. So work with what you have. There's no right or wrong. I just want to elevate your hips a little bit. So once you have your prop handy, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, pick up the hips, and pass your prop under your glutes, and then adjust it so that once you have your prop under the hips, you're gonna round your back a little bit. So tilting your pelvis in a posterior position, your pubic bone is higher than your hip bones. Keep your toes and your knees pointing forward and bring your right knee towards the chest. You may interlace your fingers behind the leg, and we'll relax the shoulders on the floor. And every time you exhale, you might massage your abdomen, your internal organs with your knee, with your thigh. And when you're ready, you may go out to the side towards the armpit if that feels good. Meanwhile, your left knee stays pointing forward. Hold the shin. Maybe moving to center in a circular motion. And come back to center. Take your strap and place it on the ball of the foot, and then extend your leg. Having that flexion of your foot, spread your toes wide. Now for the extension of the leg, you don't worry too much about how high your leg comes. You want to make sure that it feels right at the crease of the leg, your hip flexor, your glute, that you're not pressing onto the back of the knee. It's okay to have a micro bend on the knee, especially if you know that you hyperextend. That means that the back of the knee pushes away and it's kind of bumpy. If you know you are quite flexible with this joint, try to control it. Don't overdo it. Spreading the toes, breathing deeply here, and we're gonna keep this stretch for a couple of breaths. Keep your shoulders into its sockets. Relax your neck, your jaw. If you want to do gentle movements, your toes pushing back a little bit, you can do that. But make sure that you find the edge of stretch that works for you. You may hold that in that place that feels right. Meanwhile, your left knee is pointing straight up. Now, if it works for your hip, extend your other leg, your left leg, and release the heel on the floor. You can have a bend on the knee if you need to. And if that is too much, once again, bend the knee, foot sole back to the floor. You can have your noodle under the neck if you need that extra support, but make sure it's not pressing against it. Awesome. Now, when you are ready, turn your toes out towards the right. And we're going to slowly start moving the leg out to the right, just a little bit. You're going to start feeling the mat. Put it on the opposite leg. Pay attention. You use the strap to help you with the stretch. Don't overdo it. Once again, you can bend the knee as much as needed and try to keep your pelvis parallel to the floor. So give yourself enough length with the strap so that you're not rounding your shoulder forward trying to reach for that foot or close to the foot. Keep your shoulders balanced. Breathe. Your toes are, or your hip is externally rotated, so your toes are pointing out along with the kneecap. Breathing here. Once you find that edge that works for you, hold and breathe. So some of you might go into gentle bounces. And find that edge, breathe deeply there. Be mindful, and on your next exhalation, help yourself with the strap. Bring your leg up and hold the strap with the opposite hand. Now turn your toes back to center, and this time you're gonna internally rotate your hip so your toes and your kneecap point towards your left. You make sure that this movement comes right from the head of the femur and into the socket and not just from the foot or the knee. This is important to protect your joints. Keep spreading your toes, relax your right hand by your side, and breathe, finding that rotation that works for you. Now from here, your toes are going to point towards the left, and you're gonna move that leg towards the left until you find the stretch that is right for you. And maybe you do gentle bounces, maybe. Feel your IT band stretch. The back of the knee is going to be stretching, but you don't want it pinching, you don't want it torquing. And the sensation is mild. Don't go to a place where it's too intense. Foot is flexed, that's why the strap is on the ball of the foot, not on the arch or the heel. All right. Hold into that place that works for you. And when you are ready, return to center. Turn your toes back to center. Take the strap out. And with control, release your leg down. If your hips don't like this, bend both knees and rest your foot soles on the floor instead. Otherwise, keep both legs extended. Your pelvis is gonna go now into an anterior tilt. If it doesn't pinch your back, let it be. Relax your neck, close your eyes, and watch your breath. Feel the extension of the front muscles. Your psoas muscles are getting a nice stretch here. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor. And once again, readjust on your prop if you need to. Have your toes and your knees fist distance apart, toes pointing forward on the right foot, and bring the left leg towards you and place the strap on the ball of the left foot. And once you have your position, then once more, you want to find that place that works for the knee. Don't lock it, and don't worry about bringing it too close to your chest. And find that place, spread your toes wide, and breathe deeply here. Remember, if you want, you can bounce that knee, that leg, until you find that edge that works for you. Then hold there and breathe. If it works for your hips and you did it on one side, then you do it again. You may allow the right leg to release onto the floor and maybe rest the heel on the ground. Meanwhile, you're flexing that left ankle, so you get that nice stretch through your calf and the Achilles tendon and your hamstring. When you are ready, turn your toes out to the left, and you want to make sure the whole leg rotates with the toes. Keep your right arm relaxed. And perhaps you allow your leg to go out to the side. It is in an external rotation, and you're also moving it out. Now, here, you make sure that your pelvis is not rotating with the leg. Find that place that works for you and think of working with that external rotation. Find that place, maybe bounce, you don't have to. Hold and breathe. Be mindful and help your leg up with the strap on your next exhalation. You are into external rotation of the hip. Now we're going to turn into internal, so your toes will point towards the right and have the strap, hold the strap with the right hand, flexing the foot. If your the rotation of the hip is predominantly external, when you go into toes inwardly, it will look like they are centered. It won't look like they are going too far. Don't force it, because then you're going to start torquing your knee. Just make sure how far your hip can go inwardly, and that's the point where you stop. Don't worry how the foot, the knee look like, as long as they are matching or pointing on the same direction. You should be able to feel that nice rotation on your hip. Keep relaxing your left hand by your side, and if you want to do your bounces here, you're welcome to do a few, as many as you need to, until you find that edge of stretch that works for you. So that's the place where you feel the stretch happening, but you're not in pain, or there's no burning sensation or pinching sensation, you want to stay away from those. And once you find your edge, hold and breathe. Relax your shoulder, relax your elbow. And when you are ready and with control on your next inhalation, bring your leg back to center. Toes point to center. Release your strap to the side. And be mindful as you bring that leg down. Take your time to get it down. You can bend your knees, rest your foot on the floor if needed. Otherwise, push your legs away from you. Release yourself, relax your shoulder blades together. Watch your breath. Notice the sensations of your legs, the length of the legs. They might feel longer, maybe lighter. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, squeeze your buttocks, pick up the hips, move your prop out of the way, release your hips on the ground, extend your legs, hands by your sides, and notice how grounded you feel now. At your hips, at your shoulders, relax the jaw. Observe your breath. Move onto your favorite side when you're ready. So you're gonna bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, and fall over your side. And take a few moments once you get there. And checking in. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation. And have your blanket handy. You can have both blankets. If you have blocks, you can use blocks instead of the blanket. I won't use props that you wouldn't have at home, and like you probably won't have at home, so that we can all work together. But if you do have your blocks, you don't have to do the blanket thing. So we're gonna fold the two blankets and place them right in between your knees and find your tabletop position. Watch for your wrists. If this is too much, you can go on your elbows instead, and that's okay. We are going to work from wherever your body allows you to. I am going to take my socks. I actually advise you, if you have your socks still on, you may take them off now or out, or whatever you say that. So we're gonna go onto tabletop position. Zip through your tummy. So we're gonna engage your bandhas. It's like if you wanted to go to the bathroom and you're trying to hold going to the bathroom. So you're gonna lift the pelvic floor muscles, draw the navel in, and pull it up towards your, like if you were trying to tuck it inside your rib cage or towards your chin, if you like. Now from here, push the mat away from you, push your hands down, and draw your shoulder blades away from each other. So you wanna create space between the shoulder blades. Don't let your head collapse. Keep your gaze down on between the hands. Now squeeze your blocks or your blankets, curl the toes under, tuck your tailbone a bit, and next time you exhale, pick up the knees just a few inches off the floor. And the next time you inhale, release the knees, uncurl the toes. If you're not working from your hands and you're working from your elbows, you want to make sure your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone a little bit, elongating your back. Gaze is somewhere on the mat. Curl the toes under, and same thing. You lift those knees off the floor, pressing your forearms and fists onto the floor. So whichever you are doing, we're gonna do 5 more. Curl the toes under, squeeze the blocks or blankets, tuck the tailbone, engage your bandhas, push the mat away, and lift. Inhale, knees down. Maybe uncurl the toes, so we work on the feet as well. Exhale, curl the toes, tuck, and push the mat away. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale down, and exhale, stack your fist and put the line of the hair and forehead between, right over the fist. Rest the top of the feet on the floor. Allow your tailbone to go up and allow your belly to drop. Make sure you're not putting any tension on the neck. If this doesn't feel right, you can rest your hands by your sides. You can make soft fist and let your head dangle instead. whichever works best for you today. If you went for your fist, you can switch your fist now. Try to draw your shoulder blades together and your shoulders away from the ears. You're going into an anterior pelvic tilt, so your tailbone is rising. If you have a deep hinge on your back, draw your ribcage up. Don't let it fall if it's pinching. And when you're ready, push yourself up and bring yourself back onto your tabletop position. Now inhale here, and as you exhale, curl the toes under. You can do this from the elbows, pick up the knees. And inhale, extend onto downward dog. Now, from downward dog, adjust your feet at the same distance as the knees. Adjust your hands to push them down and forward, or your forearms. Now exhale, squeeze the blankets or blocks. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. See if you can keep your toes lifted, or at least don't let them grip. Relax your neck, send your tailbone up, but sip through your tummy. We're really getting that work of the inner thighs. This is great work if you have knee problems. Remember to look after yourself. If you're feeling a lot of pressure on your temples, your eyes, go down on your knees and rest. Otherwise, every time we exhale, we squeeze the blankets or the blocks. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale your knees down. Uncurl the toes. Rest your elbows on the floor. And exhale, forehead towards the ground. Take a few moments here. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. You can flip your palms up if it feels better, or else stay where you are and breathe. Now from where you are, we're going to go on to the child's pose with diamond arms. So when you're ready, press the top of the feet on the floor. So this is an elevated child's pose. You're going to keep your knees over the hips, so don't sit back on your heels. Bring your thumbs and index to touch, like creating a diamond shape, and rest that on the mat. Elbows go out to the sides, and you want to push your chest back towards your thighs, resting your forehead between the elbows, or between the elbows and the hands. Not up on the hands, but back. If this is too much for your shoulders or for your triceps or biceps or any place that doesn't feel right, adjust the width of your elbows and allow your shoulders to release into its sockets, your shoulder blades together, your tailbone is rising. If you need a blanket under your knees, you can do that. You want to make sure that your hips, once again, are not sinking towards the glutes. You want to keep them over the knees or slightly in front of the knees. Don't let your mind wander. This is going to promote Dirga Pranayama, this position. So you want to send your breath into your tummy and let it expand as you breathe in. Fill up the sides of your body. Fill up into your armpits, into your collarbone, all the way to the top. And when you exhale, let your collarbone release. Empty your armpits, your side ribs, and finally draw your navel in. And begin. Release your muscles as you expand into your tummy. And continue at your own pace with Dirga Pranayama. This helps to expand the diaphragm, that muscle at the bottom of your rib cage. Massages your internal organs, and it helps to infuse your lungs with as much breath and oxygen as possible, making them work to its fullest capacity. I'll leave you to it. Breathe deeply. Keep your jaw relaxed. If you need to take a break from this, be mindful as you come out. Watch for your neck. Three more breaths. With control, lift your head, bring your elbows closer together, walk them closer to you. If it's okay for your knees, sit back on your heels. You can have your blankets under the forehead instead. You can go wide knee child's pose. You can rest on your back if you prefer. I'll leave you to it for a few deep breaths and don't let your mind wander. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And the next time you inhale, bring your hands under the shoulders. And as you exhale, slowly bring yourself up onto your knees, shoulders back and down. You can sit in any comfortable position, hands together in Namaste, observe. So we're gonna take a couple of long deep breaths here, allowing the blood to go down. We were facing down for quite a while, so we don't wanna go up too quickly. We don't wanna get dizzy. Continue to observe your breath. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. Tuck your chin onto your chest, blink your eyes open, walk your hands to the front of the mat. You can put your props aside. Curl the toes under and bring yourself up onto downward facing dog. Push your chest to the thighs. Now very slowly and mindfully start walking your hands towards your feet, sending the weight to the heels, hands on your thighs. Lift halfway, shoulder blades together, squeeze your buttocks, maybe draw the navel in, and then with control, walk your hands up the legs, shoulders back and down, palms face forward, close your eyes and watch your breath. So for your Tadasana, remember that you want to have about fist or fist and a half distance between the knees and the toes, so you can make about 2 fists. So making sure that about the same distance you have between your knees, your toes, heels slightly wider apart, lift the toes and draw your pubic bone forward if you know you have a big arch. So what you want is your pubic bone and your hip bones parallel to the floor. If you don't have a hinge and you already have an elongation of your lumbar spine, don't send your pubic bone forward, because that's only going to send your pelvis into a posterior tilt. So we want to find neutrality of the pelvis and pay attention what your rib cage does once you change the position of the pelvis. So you want the rib cage over the hips, but draw your blades together so that although your upper back is rounded, your thoracic spine is meant to round a bit, you still have the openness of your chest, your pectoral muscles. Palms face forward, tuck your chin slightly, press the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And if you, like me, have the ski jumper position where we have all the weight forward and your toes grip on the floor normally. So you want to become aware of that and try to send the weight towards the heels. But when we do that, most of us, what we do is we start sending the tailbone back. So you want to be careful with that because then we start creating this pinch on the back. So once we find neutrality for the pelvis, for the upper back, palms face forward, close your eyes and notice where in your body you are putting your weight. And try to balance the weight left and right. Bring your right hand in front of your body, palm facing down, and then your left hand right on top. I am mirroring you. I don't need to do that anymore right now. The next time you inhale, bring your arms forward and up. And breathe. Exhale here. So we're going to change it up a little bit for the pranayama that most of you know. And instead of continue to move right away, hold your arms up and see if you can push your hands towards the sky, engage your glutes, and try to lift the rib cage away from the hips. Keep your legs extended, keep your feet pressing onto the floor, and maybe gaze goes up to the hands. See if that doesn't work for you for your neck, you can lift your head just comfortably. See if you can allow your eyes to close, if you feel safe and if you feel balanced. If you start wobbling or you don't feel safe, open your eyes or go by the wall. Keep sending your weight back towards your heels, but still press the balls of the feet on the floor. Notice how your legs and glutes respond to that. Don't let your ribcage pop forward. One more breath. The next time you exhale, with control, release your hands in a circular motion by your sides. Rotate your shoulders back and down. Maybe keep your eyes closed if you had them closed, and watch your breath. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So bring your left hand in front of you and then your right hand right over. Shoulders down. And as you inhale, circle your arms forward and up. And breathe. And find that breath that works for you. Engage your legs, engage your glutes. Don't let your rib cage pop forward or your pelvis tilt. And when you're ready, lift your arms off the, lift your arms. Push your palms towards the sky. Lift the rib cage, not forward but up. Breathe here. No need for kumbhaka. Active feet. Shift the weight back, arms back. Press the balls of the feet on the floor. Don't let the rib cage pop. And the next time you exhale, with control, release your hands by your sides. That was hard work. That's what I love about these ones. They look so simple, and then it's like, hello, muscles. So shake, if you need to shake, rotate your shoulders back and down, and we're going to do another balancing pose before we go down to the floor. Almost done, you guys. So when you're ready from Tadasana, engage your pelvis, engage your upper body, hands by your sides. Shift the weight onto your left foot. Bring your right foot off the floor so there is a little bit of a lift on your hip without hinging onto the side. And lifting and move your leg. Just the leg. Notice what the standing foot is trying to do. Try to relax the standing toes. Now walk your arms as well. Keep breathing. And slowly come back to center. Don't touch us yet. Breathe. And exhale, release. And walk it out. Awesome. Other side. Find Tadasana, engage your body, hands by your side, shift the weight to your right foot without shifting the hip, lift the left foot, and when you are ready, walk the foot, just the foot. And notice how your right hip and leg respond to this. Mine doesn't like it. How about yours? And when you are ready, we're going to start moving the arms as well. So opposite arm goes forward and back with the foot. Breathe here. And when you are ready, come back to center and release your foot down. Oh boy, shake it, shake it. Awesome, we're going back down to the floor. We did it. You can have your props handy, no fancy way. Find your way onto your back. You can have your bolster under your knees. Bring your foot soles together, knees wide. Have your blanket under the head or under the neck if you choose. Arms by your sides at a gold pose posture. And breathe. Notice your heartbeat, notice your breath. When you are ready, bring your knees up and extend your legs either on your prop or on the floor. Keep your hands, or maybe bring them by your sides, palms up, or any other arm position. If you are familiar with Japanese meditation and you want to go for it, go for it. All right. Just relaxing here in Shavasana. For those of you who don't know, Japanese meditation is rising the arms towards, bring them up towards the sky, palms face, but don't let them touch. And then draw your shoulders into its sockets. So we relax the arms so that what's keeping the arms standing is gravity and not really our muscles or our effort. And relax the jaw and breathe. So the challenge here is to get into that place of relaxation and maybe bring the mind into a meditative state, although your arms are standing. Relaxing the whole body, toes, foot soles, heels, ankles, shins, calves, knees and thighs, buttocks and hips, back and chest, tummy expands and folds with every breath. Shoulders and arms are heavy, hands are soft, fingers are relaxed, neck is relaxed, jaw, face, eyes are relaxed. If you need more time on your Shavasana, you are welcome to pause the video and seal or practice later. Otherwise, take 3 more breaths here. If you were in Japanese meditation, very slowly, very mindfully, bring your hands down towards the floor and observe. The next time you inhale, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move your feet and hands in any direction that feels right. Do the same on the opposite direction. Stretch your arms overhead, close your hands into fists, squeeze your bum, your legs, flex your feet or point them, and when you're ready, exhale, release. Again, inhale, stretch and tense and squeeze every muscle, tight, 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 prune face, and release. Last one, make it count, stretch and tense, Put into your hands all tensions, worries, stresses, and when you're ready, let them all go. If you need any stretch, any massage, you can hug your knees and rock side to side or go into happy baby or anything else. Otherwise, bend your knees and move onto your favorite side. Lay on a fetal position. Take your time here. Just checking in again with your body, with your mind, and with your breath. Use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. You can sit on your props if you want, cross-legged or sitting on your heels. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart, shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw and your face. Try to draw your shoulders over the hips. Sometimes we lean forward, so trying to keep the spine neutral and elongated so that prana can travel through it freely. We're gonna do a alternate nostril breathing, but we want to do this in a very hands-free. So we have done it in class. Let's see if it works today. Don't worry if it doesn't. We're gonna bring our hands on our knees or our legs and go into Gyan Mudra. Flip your right palm down and focus on your left nostril. Breathing in through the left nostril. Breathing out through the left nostril. Only left. 4 more breaths. Some of you will be able to feel prana traveling through the left channel, your Ida Nadi. We are closing the channel by flipping the right palm down. So we're closing Pingala for now. 2 more breaths. After getting all that cooling lunar energy within, flip your left palm down, right palm up to get some sunny, warm energy through our bodies. Focus on the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Exhale, right nostril. Inhale. Exhale. You might see golden energy moving in through your right nostril, passing through your third eye, moving along your spine. And bring it all the way up and out as you exhale. 2 more breaths for a total of 5. Breathing through the right nostril boosts our energy, our moods. Bring your hands together in Angelic Mudra at the center of the heart. Breathe in and out through both nostrils. One breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Rub your hands. Keep breathing. Hand on hand at the Anahata chakra at the center of the chest at a heart level. Breathing deeply, inhale. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe into the top of your lungs. Let all tension go. And when you're ready, build up extra good vibes. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Bring your gaze forward. Use the vibes that you're building in and shower yourself with those all around you, and then shake off all tensions and worries or stresses that you carry around. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you. Namaste.